In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make money without a job as a kid. So a lot of you are here, you're watching this video because you're too young to get a job. No one's going to hire 14, 15, maybe they will kind of under the table, but for the most part, you're not getting a job. And guess what? I'm a huge fan of being an entrepreneur. So I'm going to teach you how to make money and maybe never get a job. You're actually going to make more money because you'll have an unlimited paycheck. Why? Because you're going to design it. So get ready. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. So I'm going to share with you some strategies on how to determine what it is you want to do, how do you do the pricing, and I'm going to give you a script that'll be way at the end. It's going to be super fun because some of you don't know how to talk to the adults or the business owner. And I want you to not be scared of big, hairy, audacious goals, I call them. Some of you as kids can make six figures. Believe it or not, I have made teenage millionaires many, many times. We were on Barbara Walters together with their brilliant ideas. So get a pen and paper. We're going to have fun and you are going to go make some money today. So to determine what you want to do, first of all, I want you to get a pen and paper and literally make a list. So there could be two lists, all the things you know how to do that you could teach someone else, and the other things, all things you want to do, right? So some of this can be a lot of fun making money. So whatever you like to do, having fun. If you love kids, go get a lot of babysitting jobs. You'd be shocked how many people need that extra just moment to time out. Somebody in your neighborhood, they want to go take a date, they want to go see their grandkids, whatever age of those people you are, get creative here. So what do you like to do? What do you know how to do? I actually have a skill set analyzer. I'm going to give you that link at the end, and it's going to take you through some questions. It's a little advanced, but you're smart kids. Any kid over 8 years old can easily go through this analyzer. And it's going to ask you a series of questions of what you like to do, what you want to do, what have you done in the past, and then let's get to the obvious. What do you charge? What do you charge for these things? So I call it due diligence. Don't reinvent the wheel, right? Replicate and duplicate. Go out online and see how much people get charged. What does an adult charge? What does a business charge? There are people who own detailing companies, for example. And a professional detail of a car can be as high on a high-end car as $350, $400 for an entire detail of a car. So if you love doing that, you can vacuum the inside, do all the inside interiors, wash the outside. Guess what? There's a whole bunch of other YouTube videos that'll teach you even how to do all their detail techniques. There's so much available to you kids that we didn't have in our little generation that you guys can do right now to make money. So think about, what is a business charge for marketing? What is it meaning putting out flyers? What is somebody doing Facebook ads? Video editing. You kids do video editing from TikTok and other things like in your sleep. You're like, how come adults don't know how to do that? Because we never grew up with those technologies. There are so many things that you could do to help other businesses, and they'll pay you cash, right? Because they can do it as a contract. You don't have to be employed. And I think a lot of you don't realize that there's a lot of work to be done in the world, and you're in an environment where a lot of people are sitting on unemployment and not working. So just swoop right in there, you smart kids, and do the work. Work needs to get done and people need it. You have to make yourself available. That's the missing part, is you're here behind this YouTube video going, how do I make money? How do I make money? Right? What can you do? What do you want to do? And I'm going to use some creative things too that I don't want you to forget that you might have learned at school. If you know a second language and you can write it and speak it, could you teach somebody else? On the opposite, could you teach English to someone else? Those are high-priced, valuable skill sets. Do you help all the kids at school because you're the smart kid in the class and you do it for free? Well, there's tutoring companies, and guess what? They get paid anywhere between $25 and, if it's an advanced skill set like Excels and PowerPoints and things like that, it could be as high as $75 an hour. Or $75 for the project. So think about the things that people need every day, that's changing every day, and that's online, that you could do for other people and other businesses and get paid the same rates that other business owners get paid. Now, let's go to the simple stuff that's in your neighborhood, right? Lawns need mowed, weeds need pulled, cars need washed, houses need cleaned, garages need organized, their closets need organized. There are so many things that you could do to just offer services. So you say, well, how do I do that? I would encourage you in the neighborhoods just to put a little flyer together about you and the things you could do. And just make it like a simple, a name that I love kids giving is Kids Concierge. Right? I just kind of made that up, but I've had a lot of my kids, because I teach a lot of parents and kids how to make money. But Kids Concierge gives you a whole open range. You can do this, you can do that, and just make a list. right? And you can say prices range. That way you don't have to give them an exact price. Prices will range from $10 to $100 a project, and say, call me and put your phone number on there. Tell them to text you, and get busy. Put it all over the neighborhoods. I tell you, a neighborhood, if it's close to you, that's just brilliant for this, are 55 and older. So if there are active living areas, some of those areas have 100 houses on them. You could put 100 flyers out there and ask for phone calls. Older people sometimes do simple things, like they'll hire people to get on the ladder to change their light bulbs. Believe it or not, I've had a kid make thousands of dollars just going neighborhood to neighborhood to neighborhood and house to house to house, doing simple things like change a light bulb, fix this, fix this. You're more nimble, you'll get on the ladder. You're gonna do things that a lot of the older folks won't do. So get your list together, get your pricing together. And again, I want you to price, value yourself, right? I don't care that you're a kid. A lot of adults will say, I'm just going to give you $5 or $10. Well, you know what? An adult wouldn't take $5 or $10, so why should you take $5 or $10? And as you get older, you could actually continue to do this as an entrepreneur versus get a job. The benefit is you get to make all the money. You get to do all the tax deductions once you turn of age to do that you need to do your taxes. And it's a bigger benefit. I have a client this summer who taught volleyball lessons, taught speed lessons, like how to get, just how to increase your speed running. So a lot of athletic, different kinds of things, strength training. I think he added nutrition training to it, like how do you actually build weight for the small kids? Like in high school, a lot of high school parents would hire him to actually gain, say, 10, 20 pounds over the summer. So he would do some nutrition, some speed training, whatever they needed. There's a lot you can do. And believe it or not, parents will pay for their kids to excel. So let's talk about that script. Now, before we get there, I want you to subscribe. If you're liking this, I love these conversations. I love helping families, kids, parents, especially you kids. You're so much fun to make money. So subscribe to my channel, and please, if you like it, I need some likes, lots of likes, and share it with your friends. So before we get to the script at the end, I want to do a few more strategies that you can do to make money today and then do residual money. So I have a couple concepts. One is called pre-sales. So you can always pre-sell, meaning you're going to do the work later or deliver the thing later. So for example, when I launched my best-selling books, I actually put them up on a link. I have one right now, makeyourkidsmillionaires.com. It's a book that's not going to come out till April. And I have thousands and thousands of people buying that book right now on that link. And I'm going to deliver something very simple right now. It's strategies in the book, but I'm not going to deliver the book till next April. Now, what else could you pre-sell? So let's just say you want to stock up some work for the summer. You could actually now, if it's wintertime or summertime, whichever one it is, you could stock up and say, the same people you want to mow lawns for, and start getting those contracts, right? So you could pre-sell, meaning they're going to pay you a little bit of money knowing that you get that job. You're going to be the person who's going to mow, say, 5 or 10 lawns in the neighborhood. And by the way, I'm going to teach you some strategies in a minute. Stay tuned, that you don't have to do any of the work. I didn't. During the wintertime, depending on where you live, those same families, guess what they might need? Snow removal. So the same family you could do mowing for, you could do snow removal for. That is an extraordinary business. Now, I have some teenagers that add one big variable, and again, they pre-sell this one. They do Christmas lights. They'll go out, because they're pretty nimble, they can jump on ladders, and they will pre-sell setting up and taking down Christmas lights. There's tons of people who do not want to get up in those trees or on rooftops or ridges and actually do that. So you get a little crew together, you pre-sell, right? So you could do easily $100 deposit for putting up Christmas lights. Now, some Christmas lights, depending on the bid, and you're gonna have to go look around the internet and see how different companies price, but look at what companies price, not individuals, companies. Some of those are thousands of dollars per job, but you wanna take pre-sales, which means you're gonna take some money up front. That means you're gonna lock in that order. Now, another way to do a pre-sale, a little bit different, is instead of taking all the money, you take a deposit. So you're gonna take the money today, but deliver later, whether that's putting up the Christmas lights, that's doing the mowing job. So taking pre-orders and deposits is very cool, and it sets up residual income. So what I want you to do is I want you to start, even, I don't care if it's on paper or you start a little spreadsheet and keep track of all the different jobs you have, how much money they're paying you, how much per month you're gonna get, because some of these jobs would go on forever. And let's do one more huge technique. I can't believe I'm sharing all these fun ones with you. Each client you have, and I want you to think about them as clients, because I'm growing you into being amazing little entrepreneurs, is if they book you to do their mowing and their snow removal, What else can that same family pay you for? So don't find anybody else. Offer to wash their cars, offer to tidy up their garage, offer to walk their dogs, offer to do errands if you have a vehicle and you're 16 and older. So a lot of you start thinking, one client, what else can you monetize is what I would say as an adult. How can you take one client and do a whole bunch of jobs so they know they can count on you? You're the first person they call. Now let's go to the next thing. You don't have to do all the work. So when I was young, about 13 years old, I did the mowing thing too, and I went around and I got a lot of mowing jobs, and I actually got so many that I convinced my dad to buy a second mower. And then I got a whole bunch of friends to do the work. I did the same thing with personal training. I did the same thing with swimming lessons. So I became the person to always get the jobs, and then I would use all my friends. I'd pay them part of the money, but they wouldn't get all the money. So if I charged $20, I might give them $10 because they're going to do the work. And I went out and did the hardest thing, which is get the business. So let's talk about that script. How do you talk to an adult? So first of all, you've got to come up, I would say, with a flyer or something, because that's easy to hand to them or text to them of what can you do. The kids concierge idea leaves it really open. So you can do a lot of things for them, and you want to be that kid to them. You want to be that person they can call in a pinch and say, hey, I just need some of these things moved, or I need, leaves raked, or I need this, or I need this. And so be that person who says yes. If you don't know how to do it, then you're going to call your friends, maybe sub it out to your friends. And again, we can talk through the comments. Anytime you have questions for me about, hey, I did that thing you said, how do I do this? Put it in the comments. Always, I have somebody checking comments every day, make sure we get back to you and help you out. But the script goes something like this. Mr. or Miss so-and-so, right? I'm here to do a lot of work. I know I'm a kid, so just validate, say, but I'm a hard worker. And I can do this, 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 and this. And the range of my tasks or things that I can do for you will range from $10, whatever your range is, $50. Some things could be $100. So I'm just curious, what do you have around your household or in your business, if they're a business owner, that I could help with? Make it simple, make a huge offer. Don't make it too narrow. Like if you only offer them one thing, they could just easily say no, then where would you go? So when you offer a big offer and say, I can help with a whole bunch of things, and they say, no, I don't really need anything, then inside your script, you're going to brainstorm. Say, well, I work with a lot of other people and they like me to do, and then come up with a list. Make sure, and those are the things you like to do. Like maybe you like to do video editing. Maybe you like to be more in the office than doing outside chores. So kind of come up with a brainstorming list. So you're going to make an offer, what I can help you with. And if they say no or kind of back off, say, well, a lot of people I work with, they've hired me to do, and then list your tasks or your chores that you could do for them. And then lock something in. If they say no, say, well, I'm going to check back in a week or so. Is that okay? Don't take no as a no forever, right? It just means no, not now. They're not used to having someone come to their door or call them or text them or email them that they're actually getting help. You'll be surprised how many times they're going to wander around the house and think, I could hire that young man or woman that came over. So stay in there. Don't quit. Be consistent about your follow-up. And here's something I'm going to tell you, and I know it's going to feel awkward for you. I would follow up at least 3 to 5 times. Not in the same week, but like throughout the next weeks, just keep saying, there's other things. And then notice their household. Are there weeds around their house? Is there things that you could pick up around their house? Is their fence broken a little? Like notice their house and say, I wonder what I could do to make it look better for them. And then go offer that. You could stay in this. It's going to be fun. So I would say overall, have fun. Making 6 figures is not difficult. You kids, making 6 figures, it's $8,333 a month. And some of you right now say, oh my gosh, that's probably could be even more than your parents make. But you know what? When you book jobs and inside the job is lots of things. I know just the Christmas tree, the light hanging. The light hanging alone is a 6-figure business. I know it because I've helped and coached a lot of teenagers, girls and boys. They work together and they put up Christmas lights. They take them down. That's a 6-figure business. Mowing lawns, 6-figure business, right? Organizing, any of the outdoor stuff, easily 6 figures. Detailing cars, easily 6 figures. Let me help you out. I have a design your paycheck form that you're going to fill out, and it's going to teach you how to keep track of your clients, how to design that paycheck to 6 figures. We're going to have fun with it. You're going to play with it for a month or two and see how much money you can bring in a month. I think you're going to be shocked when you put your mind to it.